for all the families represented at this table and citizens here at the town of Gordonsville. These things we ask in thy name. Amen.
Call the meeting to order and have a roll call.
Councilmember Potts. Here. Councilwoman Biggs.
Here.
Councilwoman Van Treese.
Here.
Councilman Hart. Here. Councilman Frost.
Here.
Line item 5 is approval of minutes for August 10, 2020 council meeting. Everybody good with the minutes? Any additions or corrections? They'll stand approved as read. Line item 6, police report. Any questions for the chief?
I have asked this last night, is it any better than truck stop?
Let's get more skin.
Yeah.
We gave several people tonight. Maybe we have 7 Tuesday night. One late. Every Wednesday and Thursday nights. Wednesday night, Thursday morning was awful over there. I mean, it's because the truck stops full and they just flow over, and they'll go on the side of the interstate. It's just, I guess there's just too many trucks, I don't know.
I know the truck stop, or the rest area is pretty full all the time.
Yeah, you go down the interstate on Thursdays and stuff, and all the rest areas is full. I mean, it's just them couple of days that are real bad.
Any other questions for the chief? Line item 7, fire report. First line of business there is consideration of the mutual aid agreement between the 3 towns, us, South Carthage, and Carthage.
So, what this is, South Carthage and Carthage City met with MTS, the fire representative, Steve Cross, for this area, and they kind of wanted to lower ISO. And that's one of my things. My other things tonight is they're coming October the 12th for our survey, 5 years. But this was his recommendation right now, is to enter into automatic aid for the cities. This is just structure fires. It's not alarms, not grass fires, not car fires. It is house fires and building fires. South Carthage comes to us anyway. We do not go to them. We do not go to Carthage. They don't come to us. But it is all 3 cities in this agreement. To me, it's a good agreement. It is going to cost some money, depending on fire call volume. Anybody have any questions?
ISO sets insurance rates, correct?
Yes.
Your ISO rating
Yes.
sets the insurance.
Right
Could
now, we're
possibly go
at 6.
down with this agreement.
Yes. So 5 years ago, I think we was like 2 points away from going up to a 5. We are at a 6. So I'm hoping we can get this done. Jones, Carthage City's already passed it. South Carthage, I think, is meeting in October. But I'm hoping to have this done before ISO comes.
Is this something, Chief, that some of the like towns are doing across the state now, or,
I'm not sure.
We've been doing this all along, but this here is more detailed and.
Yeah, okay. I was kind of wondering about some, and I was looking through this probably more with Jamie, some of liability questions, and I was kind of reading over it. I don't see the one, but with.
It wouldn't be any more than you have now. I mean, your insurance coverage would apply with the, in fact, you'd probably be better covered with the aid agreement if you're already doing the practice anyway. And then when they come here, it shouldn't be an issue. A lot of police departments, a lot of fire departments, other municipalities use these to help each other out. And if the other two are going to do it, I don't see a problem with it. see more of an increase in liability, and certainly not one that wouldn't be covered under your existing insurance.
Basically, we have a signed document here that sort of, whereas, I don't know, I've never seen anything on
In the
the
past.
We just always sort of, it was a handshake agreement, and one needed the other one, and this one here, you have a detailed signed agreement. And
The last one I found in there was from 2003, 2004, and it was just with South Carthage. And it was just mutual aid, where this is all three. A little bit different wording in that one. Same thing. We have been on a handshake, and we'll come help you, and this is actually paper.
Yes.
What it does more than anything probably is potentially increases your workload for your firemen. And but if they believe they can handle it, that's the biggest thing I would say.
We have a problem in the day, correct?
Yes.
With firemen being here during the daytime. And I think, I talked with South Carthage Police Chief, Fire Chief, and that's what he said, you know, it could potentially help get you covered during the day as well, we would cover them also.
Gotcha.
I need a motion for this mutual aid agreement.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
I'll second.
motion made by Vice Mayor Potts, seconded by Jessica Biggs. Roll call.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Councilwoman Biggs.
Yes.
Councilwoman Van Treese.
Yes.
Councilman Hart.
Yes.
Councilman Crawford.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Now about your ISO visit.
They are coming on October the 12th. He called me last Wednesday. This is our 5-year survey. If y'all want to come learn about it, come. He's coming at 1 o'clock, Fifth Fire Hall. We will be out flowing some hydrants some point this month for him. So if you see us out, we'll be flowing. I know we have to go to Meadow Green, some other places. But I would like for y'all to come. It'll be information. October 12th. I believe it's a Wednesday.
October the 12th, you said on?
Yes, sir.
Come in, Michael. Come in, Michael.
Put you to work, put us to work,
I ain't ready to lose.
Our council meeting.
Yeah.
Any other questions on the ISO? Next line of business is award of compressor bid. We'll turn over there. We had one bid from Mid-South Emergency Equipment for $40,680. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Need a second?
Second.
Motion was made by Michael Hart, seconded by John Potts to approve this bid for this air pump for $40,680. Roll call.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Councilwoman Biggs.
Yes.
Councilwoman Van Treese.
Yes.
Councilman Hart.
Yes.
Councilman Crawford.
Yes.
Motion carries, bid approved. And that was our only bid.
That was the only bid we received. Line item 8, financial statements. Any questions about the finances? Line item 9, city recorder's report.
No report.
No report. Line item 10, new business is ordinance 2020-09-14. First reading to amend the official zoning map of Gordonsville, Tennessee, 7 amended free zones 12.46 acres of property located at 170 Spicer Drive, from I-1 light industrial to I-2 heavy industrial.
Right quick, that's what these packets are, Metal X. They just want me to give that out to y'all. I think everybody's had time to look over it.
We met with them over
Yeah,
there.
we've met with them, yeah, or planning commission met with them, and then I met over at the Chamber of Commerce a couple of weeks ago, starting off phase one, bringing in at least 15 jobs, starting out at $25 an hour, and, they work in conjunction with Bonnell. So,
The old spring wire bill, it backs up to the zinc line, which is I-2. Need a motion to approve this?
I make a motion.
Yes, Biggs makes a motion, need a second?
I'll second.
Grantrees makes a second. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Councilwoman Biggs.
Yes.
Councilwoman Van Treese.
Yes.
Councilman Hart.
Yes.
Councilman Crawford.
Yes.
Motion carries. First reading.
Old business, number line item 11. Consideration of police department comp time request. We talked about that the last time, and then we decided y'all decided to have a workshop, you talked the workshop. They have, police has asked for 80 hours comp time for each officer due to COVID-19. Need a motion to approve. No motion? Next one is tractor purchase, and I have thought long and hard about this tractor, and I have not yet ordered one, because I'm gonna come back, and I've talked to some, I've farmed all my life, I've owned tractors and bush hogs. I've talked to some contractors and some businessmen, and they say that it's not wise to spend $75,000 on a tractor and bush hog when we can get it done by contract for 32 hours or $3,200 a year. I just think that that is too much money. And I'm going to ask that we take that out of the budget.
That's per one time, correct? Mowing one time a year.
Yes, sir. That's basically all we've ever done. In office, we usually mow the whole, we only have,
My personal opinion, it needs doing more than one time a year.
Thank you.
I mean, there's some roads that stays growed up, it looks pretty crappy, and you can come down Meta Drive if you want to look at some right now that needs cutting back. And you can't do it with the current that you've got because of the curbing.
well, we can't cut it with this one neither, because of the curbing. You either gotta spray them, or you've got to have a boom mower.
And I mean, another thing too that we had discussed in the past was, of times that we had to call somebody in to move trees and things. I mean, you could get my neighbor today was complaining about the hill that I live on. When it snows, that you can't get up and down it unless somebody comes out there and puts salt on it. Well, if you had a tractor, you could have a spreader you could do that with. I mean, I grew up farming myself. I mean, I know about tractors and bush hogs, and yes, they are expensive. Normal service, though, they usually last several years. But that's just my opinion.
I mean, you already passed, it's in the budget. I mean, if you want to leave it, that's fine, but I'm recommending that we don't spend that kind of money for a bush hog.
What do you recommend we do?
Well, it looks smaller, either that or contract it out. I mean, if you contract it out, not only there's more involved here than just a tractor, you've got to have labor, you'll have to have 2 men, you'll have to have one the truck's fall. It takes in more insurance, you have repair, maintenance, and fuel.
Don't you think, in your opinion though, that it's something that the town, that we've needed for a while?
But we don't need a 75 horsepower tractor with a cab and an air conditioner, do we?
How many have you got bids on?
I haven't got any.
I brought that forth to get the ball rolling, and then you agreed to get bids from there, and we have not received.
I have
I'm
got-
fine with it. I told everybody, this is just an example.
I don't have anything other than what, I just think it's too high. I just don't,
Well, we're out $3,200 right now in about 3 or 4 months since we started kicking this can down the road. I'd like to do something on it, personally. That's my opinion.
That was the state bid you got, is that right?
That was just with New Holland now, that you can get a state bid with whatever tractor manufacturer you would like to get one.
What size tractor was it?
It's a 75 horse.
Do you need one that big?
That's what the guy recommended. Now, I'm not a tractor man. He is familiar with that stuff. So I took his recommendation on what we needed. He's familiar with the area.
Is that enough horsepower to pull up the hill on Meadow Drive?
Well,
In the snow?
Well, honestly,
You
that's
know,
something to
look,
think
you
about.
know,
Or moving a tree, a big tree, if you
Yeah.
had a tree down.
That's the thing,
you
you
know.
we
don't-
have a tree down, we don't have a dump truck, and so you're still gonna have to call somebody to move the tree.
Well, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna keep getting what you're getting. We are here to progress the city within reason, and I think that it may be a $40,000, it may be a $35,000, but we need to look into that. We just don't need to stump up and say we're not doing it.
I'm just saying the $75,000 I think is too much.
What came with this tractor? Was there other?
A bush hog, which is about 16,000, just roughly, snow plow, forks, and a grapple for the front to pick up trees and limbs and stuff with, and of course a bucket also.
So there's several things. in
Several
this.
attachments, and you could even look into, like Michael said, you could actually, they do a fertilizer spreader that can go on the back, and you can salt roads. I know we don't salt and plow a whole lot, and I hope we don't ever have to do it again, but that's an added service, or that's the way I look at it.
We scraped roads here 3 times in 10 years. And Ken Lawrence did those for us. And they salted. They did the salt and then, I think it cost about $500 a snow.
I have known individuals to bring their own personal piece of equipment out and do it with too.
Well, I haven't seen.
It's a service for the community, we'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah, down at the junction, it gets mowed pretty often with somebody's tractor, especially the railroad property. That they just let go and it grows up over your head.
I mean, I'm in agreement with the other, I mean, you know, if you feel that we can, I mean, I'm like you said, on the price, I mean, you know, but, I mean, you hadn't presented anything to us on it, you know,
Okay, we'll look further then.
yet. Or as far as the size and stuff, I mean, you don't wanna go out and buy a small one because you're not gonna be able to do the stuff that you're, you know, I don't know much about sidearm bush hogging and stuff, but you're gonna have to have a certain size in order to carry that. You know,
If you've got a sidearm, that's all you use that tractor for. It has no other purpose.
mhm.
If
But this
buy a
one you
side-
could do
This
different.
one is just got a bush hog on
Yes,
the
sir.
rear, yes, you do multiple things with it.
Mhm.
I don't like to spend money, I mean, but like I said, that was the only one we had received at that time. So, I mean, I'm all for looking into other options, but who's gonna look into them?
That was in New Holland, was that right?
Well, let's look a little farther then. I have another, it's not on the line there, I've had some folks talk to about the mayor's raise. And I've had several, they think it's too high, and, I told them I would bring it to the council and recommend that we rescind the mayor's raise and put it back to the same salary it was before. And that's all I can do. So I recommend that we rescind, the orders for the mayor's raise, and we go right back at what it was to start with. What's your opinion?
I thought the point of the raise was to take care of the
Bonus.
bonuses.
And be in bonuses.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
That takes care
But I
of the
mean,
bonuses.
people have got to understand, this wasn't a raise for you, it was for the office. Whether you're here in December or 4 years from now,
No.
it's not for you personally, it
That's
was
right.
for the office.
That's right.
And it needs to be a living wage comparable to other salaries for a community this size.
Don't shoot the messenger.
I know, I'm just saying,
Don't
the whole
shoot the
point of
messenger.
this is,
You know, I'm just carrying the message. I'm bringing it to you. And if y'all want to leave it as is, or if y'all want to put it back, fine and dandy.
yeah, 25, 30 years ago, yeah, I could see this being a part-time job, 10, 15 hours, perfect for somebody who's retired, and, you know, now it's a full-time job, and it needs a full-time pay to go with it.
I agree. I mean, if going to the meetings and things like that, they can come up, you know,
Represent the community.
yeah, selling, I mean, you know, hey, we're selling a product here. We're selling the town of Gordonsville.
Trying to bring
you know.
jobs here.
We're trying to promote and bring people in here.
Okay.
And it's still less than the other salaries comparable to the towns this size in the state. It's still one of the lowest paid salaries.
Okay, I brought it up. That's all I'm doing. Next line item 12 is audit committee review consideration of miles clause.
Sure, you look at mine.
Yes, sir.
Sure, you can. Miles, thank you. Y'all okay?
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.